Welcome back to the 801 Diaries podcast. I'm Abby.
And I'm Emily.
And we are so excited that you are here.
Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
Yeah, so this week has been crazy. I mean, we've been running the poll on the decom poll,
Yes.
and let me tell you, it's been different than I expected.
It has been very different. I mean, we obviously have our own biases, and watch last week's episode if you don't know what we're talking about. But
you guys have different opinions than we
do.
do. Like, I was very surprised. Like, kind of depressed Cheetah Girls didn't go farther. Like, Cheetah Girls too. Like, come on. But it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
all the movies we had on there were so good. Like, I understand.
No, absolutely.
Either way,
I mean, the Hannah Montana versus Lizzie McGuire debate has been tearing apart families.
It has been tearing apart families, and absolutely, you guys made the right decision.
It was close.
You made the right decision.
My Lizzie McGuire lovers, I'm so proud of you. We worked so hard. It was close, but besides the point. But yeah,
Hannah Montana is objectively a better movie, so I'm really glad that one won.
Yeah. And currently it's looking like High School Musical 2 is going to be the winner that takes all, which is the conclusion we came to.
Yeah. So we may have gotten there a different way, but we'll probably have the same ending. Which is kind of funny. It's kind of come down to the battle of the High School Musicals.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely fair because what a great trilogy of movies.
Truly one of the best ever, I think.
Mm-hmm. So I full support.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, we appreciate like all the interaction and like feedback because it's been so fun to like interact with everybody and like get the debates going between which movie is better. And so we just really...
I feel like decoms are something people have a lot of opinions on. So it's been fun hearing
rightfully
what everyone thinks of.
Yeah, no, for sure. So that's been super fun. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. Do you want to talk about our favorite and least favorite things?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, you start.
So, so my favorite and least favorite thing is 2 and 1. So,
okay,
get ready. So this week, let's see. So we have been trying to get our dad to join iPhone gang because he's the last holdout. We finally convinced our brothers and all of them. Our dad has been the last holdout. And so we've been trying so hard for so long to get him to get an iPhone. And so last Saturday, I was at work and my dad was going to come help me with something. So he sent me a text message and I noticed that he sent it and it was blue. And it said sent with Siri. And I got so excited.
You're like, it happened.
It happened. He got an iPhone. He didn't tell us and I was so excited. And so I text Abby. I was like, Dad's messages are blue. Like, we are officially an iPhone family. And so I asked my dad about it. I was like, oh my heck, you got an iPhone. Let me see it. He whips out his old Android. And I was like, what are you talking? There's no way. And he's like, no, with the car, like, when I use the car to send a message, it says sent with Siri. He goes, Apple must have finally updated their system, which they are doing.
Yes.
Like, it will all eventually convert properly or whatever.
They're all blue. And
so I was like kind of going insane and I was like Googling and like going on Reddit trying to see if anyone else had switched over and nobody had, but I was like, okay, like whatever. And I was just so confused. So later that night, we're all just sitting around and like we're with our mom and our dad and we're all just sitting in the living room and we just keep hearing the ding of the iPhone text message.
The iPhone text message ding. And everyone knows what it is.
Everyone knows. And it wasn't me, you, or our mom, and we all have iPhones. And our dad was sitting there on his Android. And I was like, this is mind-boggling. Yeah. So I feel like I'm going insane at this point. So fast forward Sunday, we go over for Sunday dinner. Before dinner, we were all just like hanging out around the kitchen, just like on our phones. And then we sat down for dinner. And about 2 minutes into dinner, I look over and I see falling out of my dad's pocket are those 3 iPhone cameras.
Yes.
And I look at him and I was like, you got an iPhone.
Yes.
And he's like, I've been playing on it, waiting for someone to...
I was on it all morning.
I was like, I didn't...
No, it's like the same size, same color, like same look as what his Android was. So like apart from the cameras, there's
no difference.
No way to tell the difference, especially just looking at it.
So I was like, oh my heck. And so then it was so fun. So then we were like naming our group chat and he's like, I named our group chat. I'm surprised you didn't notice. And I was like, we don't get notified and like we haven't texted in it. So like, oh well. But
we have a named group chat. It's very, very exciting.
Yeah.
We're thrilled.
It's so fun. But we want to hear your guys' group chat names because we're always looking for funny names.
Yeah.
So if you guys have a good family group chat name, let us know so we can maybe come up with an even more clever one for our family one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my least favorite thing and favorite thing were that our dad got an iPhone and that they tried to trick me for 2 days. They gaslit me for 2 days that I was going crazy. And I thought I was actually for a little bit because it was just insane.
It was really funny.
That's my least favorite and favorite thing.
That's really funny.
Yeah. So
my favorite thing that happened this week was I got a haircut, which is so exciting because I love to put off getting a haircut. And I wait and I wait and I wait until my hair looks so bad that I cannot continue. So I got a haircut. I'm very excited. It feels really good.
It looks great.
So that's my favorite thing is I finally called to make a haircut appointment, which is very exciting.
There you go.
And I don't really have a least favorite thing. It was a good week.
It was a good week.
Yeah.
Like honestly, it was all around like
favorite thing.
Yeah, it was a good week.
Yeah.
But yeah, one big thing that happened this week is we did something really exciting.
Yes, we did.
We booked a trip to Finland for middle of May.
Yes.
Yes. We're so excited.
We're so excited.
Like, it's going to be so much fun. So that's like kind of one thing that we're just so excited about. Like, we love Finland. I love Finland so much. It's my favorite place on earth. I used to live there. We actually have a lot of family that live there, family, friends. Like, Finland is like a second home.
Yeah.
And I love it so much. And so I'm so excited to go. I'm only going to tell the podcast listeners this, but I'm actually moving to Finland.
She is.
In like
couple weeks,
like soon. Yeah. And so I'll probably already be there by the time you guys come out.
Yeah. For this trip.
But like it's going to be so fun. I'm so excited.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
We're really excited.
Cuz you haven't been to Finland since 2021?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go to Finland really frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I go every couple years, and then I go like at least once a year.
At least once, twice a year. And so we're just so excited to go because like
it's been so long and we love it so much.
Yeah, like it's literally the best. And so we were kind of talking about like the last time you were in Finland.
2021.
And
if you guys remember the state of the world in 2021.
Chaos.
It was chaos.
And like traveling was chaos. There was no international travel.
No.
And like it was just a nightmare. So we were kind of just talking about that story because it's kind of crazy.
It's kind of a funny story.
We kind of wanted to talk about that because it's just
But chaos. It was funny because since you couldn't travel anywhere, the flights and hotels and everything were super cheap because
no one was
traveling. So we were like, we're going to book a trip.
We're going to go to Finland.
We might as well.
Hope and a prayer.
It works out. So in like April-ish.
Yeah.
We booked a trip for like end of July.
Beginning of August. I mean, at that point we were looking at like the border patrol, like the rules. Nothing.
Not one sign that we were going to be able to
we were not going to be let in, but we were like, whatever.
Yeah. So we booked it. And then in those months coming up, Emily was checking.
I was checking
border patrol
like
website,
every single
literally
day.
every day, emailing back and forth with them, just like seeing what we could do.
See if we could get in. Yeah.
We could get into this country.
And so it was crazy because like it was a week before and like we couldn't get in. We were not allowed in the country.
They
like
still
Americans
hadn't lifted restrictions for Americans.
Americans were not allowed in the country, and we were like, "Oh my heck, I don't know." And then literally like days before we leave, I check the border control whatever, and they say that so we were supposed to get there on the 23rd of July. They said beginning the 24th of July, they were going to let Americans in under certain restrictions, but they were going to be let in. And I was like, "Oh my heck, we're getting there 12 hours before." And so we're like, okay, worst comes to worst, we get rejected at the border. We go to Amsterdam, which we were allowed to go to.
Yeah, there were a couple of countries that had opened up, and Amsterdam was one of them. And there's not a direct Salt Lake to Helsinki, so we had to fly in through Amsterdam. So like, worst comes to worst, we get to Amsterdam, and they won't let us. They
won't let us in. And so we packed up. And we went to the airport, and we were like, "Hey, we're going to Finland.
We're making this work.
We're gonna do it. We're just gonna do it." So we get to check in and like check our bags to Finland and whatever.
Check our passports, those kinds of things.
And the Delta lady.
Holy cow.
Oh my gosh.
One of my least favorite people to walk the earth. She starts like telling us that if we get on this plane, we will be arrested in Finland and never allowed to come back. We will be
deported. It'll be
sent to jail.
Sent to jail. Like, oh my heck. So I was really scared because I was like kind of travel leader because
she speaks the language.
I speak Finnish.
She spent the most time there.
Yeah.
Like,
so like I was travel leader, and so as travel leader, I was
because this was just a girls' trip.
Just a girls' trip.
Us and our mom.
So I was terrified, like so scared, and so the most stressful flight of my entire life was flying from Salt Lake to Amsterdam. Like truly, it was like what 9 hours of just stress,
just chaos,
and it was so bad. So we spent like 45 minutes with this Delta lady.
Like 45 minutes of this Delta lady telling us how
we're not going to
get arrested.
Oh, it was so bad.
And so, we're like, if worse comes to worse, like this is the Amsterdam people's fault. Like this is not your problem.
Yeah.
Like we understand it's not Delta's
responsibility.
Like, we're willing to pay for flights and things. Like if we can't go,
we'll pay for our own way.
And
to
you
go
are
other
sending
places.
us to Amsterdam, which they are letting Americans.
Yeah.
in.
Like
so
we
were really confused why she was like really throwing such a fit.
Yeah.
About this.
And so finally they were like, "Hey, do you understand if you get there and they turn you away, you're financially responsible?" And we're like, yes, we told you this.
This is what we've been saying.
We understand. We're okay. We accept the risks.
Yes.
We'll go to Finland. Let us go.
Please check our bag.
So they like do everything and we get on the flight. Most stressful flight of my entire life. We get to Amsterdam. We go through passport control. Everything is fine.
Yeah.
So then we get to Finland and we get off the plane and we're 12 hours too early.
Yes.
Like we're just barely.
We're just so close. So the first thing that they do, like pretty soon after you got off the plane, we'll check our vaccination.
Yeah.
cards.
They checked your vaccines.
So they checked that and we're like, is that it? Like, are we
Is that
in?
it? And I was like, are we good?
If that was it, then we're like, we're set.
And so
unfortunately
it wasn't. So we had to walk a little bit and then we get to the actual passport control in Finland. And so when we're there, we get up to the front, we hand them our passports, and the guy's like,
"You guys are Americans.
You're Americans?" And we're like,
"And we're not letting Americans
You're
in
like
yet."
They're like, "You're not allowed to be here for 12 more hours technically." And so after like a lot of back and forth with this border guy, he looks up my passport. My passport has my old visa attached to it. So he sees that I've lived there and like he can see a lot of stuff about me and like my ability, my like living in Finland. And he just looks at us and he goes, "Are you guys vaccinated?" And we're like,
"Yeah."
Yeah. And he goes, "Welcome to Finland." And they let us through.
They opened up those pearly gates. To heaven.
And
it's truly what it felt like. And they let us in.
And they let us through. And we passed through the border and we were in Finland. I just started crying.
It was chaos. It was really so stressful.
It was chaotic. So stressful. So when we finally we were there, I just couldn't contain it anymore. And like, it was just, and it had been 3 years since I had been in Finland. Yeah. And so it was like so good to be back because I love it there so much. Like it's my favorite place ever. And so I was so excited to be back. And it was just like, it was so nice. So then we were flying up to the Arctic Circle. So then we had to get on another plane.
Yes. The tiniest, scariest little propeller plane you've ever seen in your life.
Tiny.
Two rows of two. Like, we weren't sitting by each other because this was just such a chaotic plane that we were all sitting in different spots.
Yeah.
It was like an hour flight or something. It was something super chill, but oh my gosh.
It was so funny.
It was like, I couldn't even be upset or stressed or anything because we made it in.
We made it in.
And that's all that we cared about.
All that mattered. Like, we made it in and we got, like, our special Finnish drinks and we were just sitting there in the airport waiting for this flight to take off. And we were so good. Do you remember?
We passed the Hungarian Olympic team.
Because it was during the time that the Olympics they had been postponed from 2020, so they were in 2021. We, like, the Hungarian Olympic team just was
walked
there
right past us.
And we were like,
oh my gosh,
what the heck?
There are all these beautiful athletes just walking past us right now.
I know. And then our mom, she like looks at us, trying to be like all quiet, and she goes, shh, 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 shh. much.
we can't do the noise justice.
It's so good. She was like trying to whistle
about the way she does it.
She was like trying to quietly whistle at us about the Hungarians, and it was so
beautiful
fun.
And walking by.
It was so funny because they were
they were beautiful.
Wow.
I mean, Hungarian Olympians, they were beautiful.
Amazing.
I think they were. It might have been the swimming team or
I don't know if
rugby, maybe
something. We never quite figured it out, but we figured out they were the Hungarian Olympic team.
They had their fits on.
Yeah. But yeah, so we were just sitting there. I'm like crying. Abby's looking at these beautiful men.
Yeah.
Our mom was like, go talk to him, go talk to him, go talk to him.
We're sitting there eating like hot dogs. Or like, well, the Finnish equivalent of a hot dog.
And we were like.
And we're just laughing. It was so funny.
Heck. It was so funny. But
it
yeah.
was so funny.
And then we got up north and it was so cool because since we were let in 12 hours early, we were actually the first American tourists allowed in Finland after COVID.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
It was really cool.
And it was really cool because we would go to a bunch of different places and
yes,
yeah.
The real Santa is from Finland, and that is a hill we will die on.
He's real.
He's real, and he's from Finland. And so at the Arctic Circle, they have this whole like Santa village. It's the cutest place in the whole entire world.
Love it.
If you ever have the chance to go to Finland, like you have to go up.
You have to go up there.
It's so cute.
It's amazing.
But so Santa's there, obviously.
Yeah.
So we like went to like take pictures with Santa, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, you guys speak English? You're Americans? Like I haven't heard this in so long. This is so exciting. Like you're the first ones.
You're the first ones back." And so we were just like. It was so fun.
It was so fun.
Everywhere we'd go, people would be like, "You're the first.
You're Americans.
You're Americans. You're the first ones." And we haven't seen you guys in so long. And so it was just so fun.
It was so fun.
And like it was just magical. And we got to go like visit our family.
Yeah.
And just
it was so fun.
Yeah, because it's just
Finland's the best. We're Finland's biggest cheerleaders.
Yeah,
because it's such an underrated.
I'm literally wear this all the time.
It's such an underrated country.
Yeah, no, like seriously, it's the best. Like. Sauna and everything about like truly on this trip we took the best sauna in the entire world.
We were up at the Arctic Circle, just in our hotel. They had a sauna in the hotel, and it was the best sauna I've ever taken in my life. I
don't know what it was. I don't know if it was because we were finally in Finland again. Like
it was stress relief or just like I don't know. But it was magical. It was the best one ever.
It was the best sauna. Like we still talk about it, and like I love it. And so Finland is literally my favorite place. Like just the people are so nice and just so kind and like it's just home. Like even like since I've lived there, I know like I'm very familiar with where to go, all that kind of stuff. But
I've been there a couple of times, not tons, but a couple of times, and like especially Helsinki, like I could walk wherever. Like I know where I am. Like it just feels like a second home. It's and same with Hämeenlinna. Like I know that pretty well, but
it's just there's so many fun things.
It's the best.
Yeah, no, we're so excited because when you guys are in Finland, when we're all in Finland for our trip, which we haven't even told them, we're going to see Taylor Swift.
Yes, that was the whole point of this trip is we're going to see Taylor Swift in Sweden.
In Sweden, because we haven't even talked about that yet.
So this was actually really funny because it really started out as just a joke. We were like, when Taylor Swift releases her Europe dates, like if she goes to Finland, like we should go. That would be so fun. You know?
Because like any reason to go to Finland,
we're gonna jump
also
on
to go see Taylor Swift.
Yeah. So she releases the dates, and there's no Finland date, but there is a Sweden date. And do you know it's just a hop, skip, and a jump from Finland? Sweden. So we're like, you know what? If we can get like on the pre-sale list, we can get the chance to get tickets. Let's do it. Let's do it. So we got pre-sale codes.
We got one pre-sale code. There were so many of us that tried.
Yeah.
We got one pre-sale code, and then I spent not a smidge of exaggeration, 10 hours.
Yes, trying to get these tickets.
I started at 4:30 in the morning and ended at 2:30 in the afternoon.
It was so chaotic.
So chaotic, so stressful. It was such a nightmare. I hated every second of it while I was doing it. But I did it.
But she did it. She's our hero. Yeah. I was at work, so like there wasn't much I could do to help.
And like the website kept crashing. We had 50,000 people ahead of us multiple times.
Oh my gosh.
And like it was sheer chaos.
Yes.
But holy cow. I'm so excited.
So we're going we'll spend most of the time in Finland, but we'll go to Sweden for the concert.
We'll go to Sweden for a few days.
We're so excited. It's gonna be so fun.
Yeah. So that's why we're going to Finland. But it's gonna be so fun because when you guys are in Finland, when we're in Finland, we're gonna do podcasting from Finland.
Yes, we'll do all of the Finnish specialties that you can't
we can't get here. Like like, because we love Finland so much, like, there's, like, Fazer, which is a Finnish candy brand, and they make the world's best chocolate. I will die on that hill.
Yes.
And it's not for lack of trying. We've tried chocolate from everywhere.
There's
Finland
good chocolate other places.
wins.
It's not the best, though. The best is in Finland.
Best is Finland. So we're going to do, like, a whole bunch of... We have so many fun plans for that time.
Yes.
Because we just love it. And so
We
it's
do.
going to be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So keep your eye out.
Get ready for May. But yeah, it's going to be so fun. But since we were talking about Finland and, like, kind of reminiscing on some of the funny stories, you know, like getting into the country, we were kind of talking about other trips we've been on too. Because we travel a lot. That is that is my number one favorite thing in this world to do.
Yeah, we've been very blessed where we've been able to go travel pretty vastly across the world.
We have...
At least... the U.S. and Europe. We're working on getting other places.
But we've traveled a lot, and I love it so much. It's basically my singular hobby at this point.
Yes.
It's just...
What's your hobby? I like to travel.
I like to travel. And they're like, yeah, but what else do you do? I'm like, no. I work and I live my life so I can go on a trip. Like, that is my favorite thing to do. But... So we were kind of talking about some other trips. So we kind of wanted to tell some funny stories because
there's been some funny things that have happened.
Chaotic travel experiences. So this past May, so almost a year ago, we were in Rome.
Yes, we went to Italy.
We went to Italy with our family. It was so fun.
It was so much fun.
We love it. We loved it. Such a blast.
Yeah.
And so we were, because we hadn't been to Italy in like 8 years or 10 years?
No, it was
12?
12 years.
12
I
years?
think. Yeah.
We hadn't been to Italy in a long time.
Long time. We were very much children when we went the first time.
Yeah, and so we were really excited to go, like, as adults.
Mm-hmm. And experience all these things and, like, see all these, like, super iconic things that we've seen before, but, like, as an adult really understand, like, what they are, their significance, things like that.
Yeah, I think there's, going as an adult is very different than when you're little.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we were really excited, and so we packed a lot into this trip. Like, we were
and our sister-in-law had never been, so it was like her first trip.
We were so excited.
So we were like, what does she want to do? Like, what does she want to see? Like,
where do we want to go? So we were like,
we packed a lot
into this trip. And so we went to Florence one day, and our train got back so late because we were only staying in Rome.
Yeah.
So
we took some day trips, but we were staying in Rome, so we had to come back at the end of the day.
And so our train got in so late because it was so delayed. It was
such a nightmare,
chaotic. But then the next morning, bright and early, we had to get on another train to go to Naples.
Yes.
And we were stressed.
Yeah.
Because we were in pain. Like, I was in
my
body was hurting.
We walked tons in Florence.
Yeah.
And like just tons in general. Like when you're in Europe,
you
just
walk
a
lot.
Ton. So we were like sore, we were tired because our train didn't get in until like way late, and we were already like kind of pushing it, doing these days back to back. But we were like, it had to work out that way.
Yeah.
So we were tired, sore,
and just kind of like a little bit depressed.
Yeah.
But so excited to go to Naples. But
yes, absolutely.
So we go down to get an Uber to get to the train station, and no Ubers will pick us up.
There's 6 of us, which is a lot in Europe. So we had to have vans, basically.
And for some reason, nobody would come pick us up. People would
accept it and then drop it. And someone else would accept it and drop it. So we were like wasting time waiting for this Uber.
Yeah, it was so bad. And so we were like, okay, the train station is a mile away. We have like 45 minutes before we need to be there. Yeah. Let's just walk to the train station. Mm-hmm. And so our dad and our brother and sister-in-law got on the Lime scooters because they loved those. That was their favorite thing. It was so fun.
So fun.
But we were with our mom, and we were like, you know what? I'm scared.
You know, the drivers in Rome are just on a different level.
Yeah.
Like, I was a little scared to be in the streets.
I was
to be
terrified.
Honest. And they're totally safe. They know what they're doing. It's just very different than how
we drive here, right?
So being on a scooter in the midst of that was just
so scary.
A little more than I was willing to risk.
Yeah. And so we were like, we're just going to walk. We have enough time to walk with our mom. It's no big deal.
But we were rushing
We were speed walking.
And as we were walking, we were still trying to get Ubers.
Yeah. So it was,
because
we were like, if we cannot walk, that would be great. But yeah, so we were stressed. So we're walking down.
Mm-hmm. And there's this like little center that has a fountain and like just all this area you can walk on in the middle of the road. So we're like cutting through that, walking, and then we cross the road. And as we get to the second little part of this area, I'm behind my mom. and I just see her go down. Like she just tripped on the curb,
like so,
and just laid down. I have never in my life seen someone lay that flat on the concrete. It was truly terrifying.
It was so scary.
But now it's the funniest thing.
Now we laugh about it
But so she is just like cheek to the concrete, so flat, just lying there, and then a second later
she popped up so fast.
And we're like, "Are you okay? Like, did you hurt yourself? Did you break a bone?" Like,
and she just goes, "We have to get to the train. We have to get to the train." And I like look at her, and I was like,
"If we miss it, okay. Are you okay?
Are you physically okay? Because you really took it
just
hard
laid
on the
down
ground."
on the concrete.
And so we kind of sit there for a sec, and she's like, she's like, "We just have to get to the train station." And I was like, "Okay, we're not walking to the train station." And I turn and I look, and we are right next to a metro stop.
Yes.
Like wild. And I was like, "We are taking the metro to the train station." I was like, "That's what we're going to do.
Yes.
We're going down right now. Mm-hmm. That's it. We're not going to, if we miss our train, we'll just have a nice relaxing day in Rome. They'll go to Naples. We'll have fun here. Yeah. It's not a big deal.
No big deal."
So we
walk down the metro
We walk
station.
down to the metro. I buy tickets. Abby, her former CNA life is coming in and like talking to our mom.
I am performing first aid on our mother.
She's like making sure
she was totally fine.
She was totally fine.
I was really worried because she was a little scatterbrained at the moment, which totally fair.
We all were, but like, it was stressful.
I was tending to Judy.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll buy the train
ticket.
I'll get the tickets to the metro. So I get the tickets. We go through.
The tickets were like €3 or something. Yeah, they were so much cheaper than an
cheap.
Uber. I don't know why that thought like never
once crossed our mind. I don't even know.
And like when we think of a metro, we think of like a New York subway, which is like dirty and gross. Yeah. This was the most beautiful metro I've ever seen.
It was really pretty.
It was clean. It was like empty. Yeah. It was way nice.
Yeah. And so we were like, perfect. So we get on, lets us off right in the train station. Yeah. And we
the next train came like 2 minutes later. Went straight to the train station. We beat our dad and brother and sister-in-law there. And it was amazing. Incredible. And Judy was okay. She had a little bruise, but she was okay.
She was okay, and we made it, and it was fine. Now we can laugh at the fall, but in the moment, it was really
very
scary.
But I truthfully have never seen someone lay that flat on the concrete.
Like it's you can't even think about it. It's just so funny.
So funny.
So that was one of the funniest things that happened on that trip, because we were just like, I don't even know. It was so funny.
But it was funny. One of the reasons we were going to Naples, where we were going to Pompeii and going to the ruins of Pompeii. Mm-hmm. And we went this trip because we went the first trip. But we really went this trip because I love archaeology and I love rocks, like all that kind of stuff. Like I love it.
Oh my gosh.
And for some reason, the first time we went, I was in a bad mood.
Oh,
like a foul mood.
Like truly, there's not a good picture of the entire time we were at Pompeii, because Abby is glaring. 10 years old and just
glaring at every single picture
we
take.
Like our mom or dad go, take a good picture. Everybody's smiling. There's me and Abby.
Or there's pictures of like my dad hugging me, like trying to cheer me up, and I'm just mad. And I can't for the life of me remember what I was so upset about, but I was mad.
Like angry.
And so it's a big joke in our family that I went all the way to Pompeii and was just upset.
And she loves that
and
kind of stuff.
I love that kind of stuff. So I needed a redemption trip. I needed a trip to go back
and take nice
pictures and not be in a bad mood the whole time.
And it was so funny.
So luckily, thanks to the metro, I was able to redeem myself at Pompeii.
Because it was so fun.
It's such a bad mood. Like, it's so funny. Every single picture, I'm just upset.
We'll have to post some pictures this week on our Instagram from that first trip when you were so mad, so people can see, because it's so funny. We just, oh my heck. So yeah, we'll post pictures because it's comical how angry she was.
So we had our redemption trip.
Good.
To Pompeii.
Good. Mm-hmm. So it was good. But yeah, so that was like the best of our Rome trip that we had. Some other honorable mentions. One time we were in Hawaii.
Yes, this was for my senior trip. So Hawaii is my favorite place on planet Earth.
Yeah.
I love a beach. I love a heat. I love humidity. And Hawaii is just beautiful. I love Hawaii. Hawaii is my favorite place.
Yeah.
So when I graduated, I was like, oh, I want to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
So we went to Hawaii. Now, and I don't know if you guys can tell. While we may be sisters, We come from 2 different planets.
One of us is meant for the dark and the cold.
Yes. One of us is meant for the beach.
Is meant for a beach. One of us has a sun allergy because
that she developed in Finland.
Because she didn't see the
sun for like 6 months.
For a long time. So I don't go out in the sun because I don't do well.
Yes.
So unfortunately,
that being said, when she does go out in the sun, she doesn't think about protection.
No, I don't wear sunscreen.
Also, we're just against sunscreen in this family.
So that don't come after us. But I don't wear sunscreen. We understand,
but so we don't wear sunscreen. My skin can handle it.
Mine can't.
Hers cannot.
I got 2nd-degree burns on day 1 in Hawaii to the point where my whole family, for the whole, 10 days we were there, called me furnace face.
No. So it was so funny. So she burned so bad that her face was just bright red. Like tomato red.
No, you see the color of my sweatshirt? Yes. This is the color of my entire body.
But the thing was, we were all sunburned to some degree.
Yes.
She was probably the worst, but there were other ones who were sunburned very bad. Who was complaining about it the most?
Me.
She was.
Because guess what? Mine was the worst. I was
getting not that bad. Not that much worse.
I was getting blisters because my sunburn was so bad.
Got blisters. Judy got blisters. I'm pretty sure Judy got blisters.
I don't think so.
Adam got blisters.
I don't think so.
I digress. Anyways, she was complaining about it the whole time.
Yeah.
So what did we do? We obviously started making fun of her because beauty is pain.
Yeah.
So my older brother, her younger brother, got on Snapchat.
Oh my gosh.
And made a sticker of a Minecraft furnace. And then took a picture of Emily and got her eyes and her mouth and put it on this Minecraft furnace. And she will forever be known as Furnace Face.
We'll include pictures as well.
Because it was so funny.
Oh my heck.
Oh.
Truly, I can't even go anywhere. I can't get a hint. I can't go out in the sun before someone says something about Furnace Face. This was 5 years ago.
Furnace Face is back.
I get any form of a sunburn. Furnace Face.
It's just the worst picture of her eyes and her mouth. They're half closed. Know.
It's
on the furnace. It is so
I was
funny.
so sunburnt. It was so bad.
So Emily will forever be known as Furnace Face. Because she burned so bad.
I burned so bad.
Because the thing is, if she wasn't complaining like she was, it would not have been as funny as it was.
But guess what?
So funny.
I'm going to complain about the sunburn I willingly gave myself.
It was so funny.
I just get high hopes that one day my skin won't be allergic to the sun and that I won't have that reaction. But never has worked. Never once has it worked. I get wickedly sunburned.
She does.
Every time I go out in the sun. I can't go anywhere without getting sunburned. It's bad.
She'll be at work in the summer and obviously at a car wash, she's outside.
I'm
comes home burnt.
I'm outside for 30 minutes and I'm bright red. It's not
she should be wearing sunscreen. I will say I'm a sunscreen believer for the face because I don't want wrinkles. But I don't wear sunscreen on my body. She should wear sunscreen.
I should wear sunscreen
all over.
But I don't. And I have esthetician friends. They're gonna get mad at me for this. I'm sorry. So I'm just not gonna wear sunscreen.
But she will forever be known as Furnace Face.
I will.
And it's the funniest.
And it's everywhere. The picture resurfaces everywhere. Tyler will just send it to us, and we're just okay, it's back. Furnace Face is back, I guess. Oh my gosh.
Because it's so good.
It's so funny.
It is so funny.
So that's, yeah.
Truthfully, so funny.
I know. So there you go. Yeah. That's how I got Furnace Face. Okay, so one of the other crazy, I think this was our most chaotic, truly chaotic trip we have ever taken.
Yes.
Is we went to Dallas, Texas
for 12 hours.
Yeah. But not even 12 hours, you get there at 6 in the morning.
No, we got there at 5 p.m. And our plane took off at 6 a.m.
What were we thinking? No, okay, so this is what happened.
Yeah.
So we wanted to go to a show that was in Dallas because they weren't coming to anywhere near us. And we're we've never been to Dallas. Let's go. Let's go. This will be so fun.
Yeah.
So we start looking at flights, hotels, all that kind of stuff. And we just decide,
we're this is kind of expensive.
This is kind of expensive just because we're going to spend money on the tickets to the show and then the flights. And then I was why?
there's a flight that gets there at 5 p.m. and then another one that leaves at 6 a.m.
And we're like, we can just sleep at the airport. Easy. We don't have to pay for a hotel. We don't have to do anything. And we get there, see the show, have dinner, and go home. Like, that seems like a great plan. Yeah.
And it was.
It was a great plan.
It was working out great. We got there. They took us, our Uber driver took us straight to the show.
And then saw the show, walked to dinner, had dinner, got in an Uber to the airport. Went back to the airport.
Got to the airport about 10:30.
Okay, let's preface some things about this airport. Dallas, Fort Worth, DFW. It is so large.
It has its own zip code.
Okay?
It's huge.
It has like gigantic.
At so many terminals. I want to say at least 8, but I think
it goes to F.
Yeah.
Okay?
So many terminals.
Let's talk about this. It is huge.
Yes.
Does it shut down at 10 p.m.?
10 p.m. till 4 a.m. for 6 hours?
6 hours.
Does this freaking airport just close? You can't get in?
You can do anything.
We do this all the time. We say the same thing at the same time.
But it's really funny. Can't get in.
You can't get in.
Salt Lake City, not nearly as big, closes from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. That makes sense.
Freaking reasonable. So anyways, we get to this airport 10:30. Every security checkpoint is closed. We lap this airport.
Oh my gosh.
We're like, well, one of the terminals has to be open.
One terminal has to be open. The entire thing. The whole zip code is shut down
for 6 hours. So we're like, we're stuck here till 4 a.m. when we can get through security.
So we slept on chairs at baggage claim.
We slept on baggage. Well, kind of. We attempted to sleep.
We did not sleep.
We did not sleep because it was so violently uncomfortable.
It was so uncomfortable. And then like there were just people just like coming in and out. And we were like, so we would kind of take turns.
Because we had our purses.
And so we were like,
we can't just knock out.
Like we have to be kind of cautious about what we're doing because we are in like, it's just us. Like we're not, we're in the open.
And the thing is, we missed it by half an hour. If we would have known that it closed, we would not have gone to dinner. We would have just gone straight to the airport. Because once we did get inside the airport, there were like benches and things.
Which were so comfortable to lay on.
We took like a 45-minute nap on. They were glorious. Yeah. And then we left. But yeah,
we went to Dallas for 12 hours. Like just
which it was so fun. I love Dallas.
It was so fun. But here's the kicker part. We scheduled this and we're like, oh my heck, we'll get in early. We can go to church in the morning. Yeah, we're going to
church. We're totally there before 9 a.m. church. We can make it.
No big deal. We didn't go.
We were
so tired because we didn't sleep. But like also,
truthfully, the longest 6 hours of my life waiting outside.
We're waiting outside
baggage claim.
It was insane. So that was really just one of our more...
And it was really funny because this show wasn't like necessarily in like a nice or safe part of Dallas, but we did no research.
We had no clue.
So we were just walking around.
Kind
of a scary part of Dallas.
Yeah. Like trying to find somewhere to eat. Like we did not...
Not a care in the world.
We did not plan this well.
We did not. It was probably our worst planned trip.
Oh, it was absolutely our worst planned trip because...
But it was so funny.
Seriously, like 12 hours? We flew to Texas for 12 hours.
So it was not worth the money that we saved on one night hotel.
Yeah, would have
rather just
paid for a hotel
or gotten to the airport before it closed. Because if we just could have made it through security,
we would have been
so much better. But we didn't, so we had to sit outside of baggage.
No, it was so funny. But yeah, that was just like sheer chaos. Like
yeah, no, it was funny. I went to Dallas like last May for a work thing, and I'm like walking through the airport and I'm like, this is PTSD, like these were the benches we slept on, and then we made it out to baggage claim. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's where we slept or tried to sleep.
It was really funny. It was so bad. Oh my heck. I think about this.
I got big beef with DFW.
Yeah, I think about this trip every once in a while and it like pops into my head like, holy cow,
we really did that.
What did we do?
What were we
doing? And it was cold because it was February.
Yes,
we thought it was gonna be warm, so we didn't bring coats.
I think it was March, actually.
No, it was February because I went to Finland the night, like 2 days later.
Oh, you're right.
Okay, this is also why we didn't, because I was going...
That's right. That's what it was.
I was going to Finland 2 days after we got back from Texas.
So we're like, it'll be quick. Like,
it'll be just a quick turnaround. No big deal. It was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
And Yeah. No, yeah, because I literally went to Finland.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Oh, my heck.
That was so funny.
That was just sheer chaos. I think about this and
But
I'm like,
yeah,
why did
so
we do this?
really, it's not worth the money you save to sleep at the airport. Is what
Don't
we
do
find.
it.
Don't do it.
Spend the money.
Spend the money on a hotel. But it was funny when we were Ubering to the airport, like from dinner, like to leave. Our Uber driver, she was like, "How did you guys do this with no bags?
Like you guys did a trip?
You guys did a trip?" And we're like, "Yeah, we got here like 5 hours ago. We're leaving.
Like we're leaving right now.
No big deal.
No biggie.
Like it's a good time."
It was just like, I think about it. So yeah, so it was just pure chaos. And so literally we wanted to see this show again, and they were going to Nashville,
and we love Nashville. Well, at that point we'd only been once, and it was quite a few years before.
Yeah, it was. When was that? Was that 2022 when we went? So it was 8 years before.
8 years before,
and we'd gone in the summer, which love Nashville. It's
hot and it's humid in the summer, and I love humidity and I love heat, but
it was a lot.
That's a different kind of heat and humidity.
It was a lot, and so we're like,
we're going in November.
This will be fun.
This will be way fun, and it was.
We
stayed the whole weekend.
We literally we're like, we stayed the whole weekend. We got a hotel.
We were not doing that again.
We were not doing it again. We got a rental car. We did the whole 9 yards, and it was such a fun trip. And it was like Abby and I it was just the two of us again, and like, what a fun trip.
It was so fun. I love Nashville.
Like, one of my favorite places ever to go. Like, and the kicker is we hate country music.
Oh, absolutely despise it.
Like,
I hate country music.
Hate it. Sorry, everybody.
Yes. If you're a country stan, I'm sorry. But we hate it. So why on earth would we go to the country musical capital of the world? Because it's so much fun.
It is so fun.
One weekend a year, I am enthralled in country culture. Not the music, the culture. I am all about it. It is so much fun.
It was so fun.
I love Nashville.
Like, we literally had the best time. Like, we went to the Country Hall Music Hall of Fame.
Country Hall Music Hall of Fame, which just sounds so much better than Country Music Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Like, for some reason, it just rolls off the tongue, so it is the Country Hall Music Hall of Fame. We went there. If they didn't release music in the last 10 years or have Christmas albums, we didn't know clue who they were. No clue.
I don't know any of these
people.
But
we were just having such a good time.
We were just clowning around, and it was so much fun. Like, we loved it. And it was, like, the best weekend. We went to, like... Did we go to the Grand Ole Opry that trip?
We walked around.
We walked around.
We went to the Grand Ole Opry our first trip, so we had done that.
Yeah.
That one's a little more expensive.
We found a Jat.
We did find a Jat. I'm a big fan of the Jat.
It's a jean.
It's a jean hat.
Cowboy hat. And, like...
Lovingly referred to as a Jat.
A Jat.
So...
It was...
I'm a big fan of the Jats.
It was so much fun. And so we loved it. And, like, we'll forever always go back to Nashville. Like, we just had, like, the craziest, most fun... chill
like
time.
It's just such a good time. Like, there's just like Nashville's just so fun.
Yeah, and like walking up and down Broadway, like going to honky tonks.
I went to my first bar in Nashville.
I did too. We did it together.
So cute.
But yeah, no, it was such a blast, and we loved it. Yeah. And so
Nashville's become our like place. If they don't come to Utah,
we go to Nashville.
Because we did love Dallas, but we're a little traumatized.
I prefer Nashville. I think Nashville's more like our speed. But even though we don't like country music.
We do not, which is so funny because we went there last October for the Jonas Brothers concert, which is a whole story in and of itself.
I think we'll have to tell that next week because that whole weekend
was chaos. But our roommate came with us, and she hates country music too, and we're like, just trust us. Yeah. Like, Nashville is the best place ever.
The Jonas Brothers are not coming to Utah. Like,
even though they ended up coming, but
originally
they were not
coming, and we're like, okay, so we're gonna go to Nashville, and
she was
Maddie
skeptical,
goes,
very skeptical.
Why are we going to Nashville? Why would that be the place we go? Let's go somewhere else. And we're like, no.
You have to trust us.
Nashville is so much fun,
and she just wanted to go somewhere, so she was like, she bought onto Nashville very quickly. But
she's like, okay,
we definitely made her a fan of Nashville.
She was very skeptical. It was. But it was so fun. So we'll have to tell that next week.
Tell that whole story.
Because that whole weekend
was so funny.
So fun. Like, just chaos. Like, if we want to talk about chaotic trips, that is a chaotic trip. So we'll talk about that.
But yeah, so we went like fall, winter of 22, fall, winter of 23. We got to go again.
We're going to have to.
We have to make it
We have to figure it out how to do
3-year stand.
Yeah, because it's so fun.
It's so fun. I just love
Nashville. Love it so much. But yeah. So I think we're kind of at time because we're gonna save our latest Nashville trip.
It's a longer story that we don't have time for,
and so we'll have to talk about that. But yeah, this was fun. Yeah. I love talking about travel stories because I love to travel. It's my favorite thing in the entire universe.
But yeah, so if you guys have any crazy, wild travel stories, let us know, and maybe we'll talk about it.
DM us, and we can share your story because that would be so fun. Because
there's just some crazy, funny things that happen.
Like
when you're out having a good time.
Yeah, when you're not home, crazy things happen. So yeah, it was so fun. We'll do some posts this week of like the Pompeii pictures, furnace face. I will let you guys see it. Like we'll post some fun stuff this week about it. Yeah. But
yeah. So thank you so much for listening.
Thank you guys.
Follow us on all our socials. It's just 801 Diaries Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. And let us know your stories.
Yeah, we'll put up a box and so you can do that and then just DM us. So you'll be reminded because I just want to hear from you guys.
I want to hear if you guys have any funny stories.
Yeah. So we'll do that.
But yeah, subscribe any streaming services we're on. And then, I think that's it.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.